What's up everyone, and welcome to yet another Bits, Bytes and Body Slams. This is your WWE video game podcast. And before I get into, the usual stuff, I'm going to try and stay a little bit further away from my microphone this week. There was a few too many pops and whatnot last week, but other than that, and other than me getting these Nintendo games aligned, if you're watching the video version, let's get right into what I have to say. And my goodness, we have a jam-packed show. So without any further ado, this is the 5th episode, and if you are either watching this or if you're listening to this, you can actually do the opposite. So this is a podcast, so you can listen to this wherever you do listen to your podcast usually, and it should be available in that place. If you want to see the video version, you can see my face, you can see my small game collection in front of me of WWE games. Go to youtube.com/DNB, and the video version gets uploaded there, and the audio version gets uploaded where you listen to your podcast every single Sunday at 11 AM. That's Australian City time. So that is 9 AM in Perth, 7:30 AM in New Delhi, 2 AM in London, 9 PM in New York on the Saturday, and 6 PM in LA on the Saturday. Just like the episodes before this one, this episode is also brought to you with the help of Jamzine. If you don't know what Jamzine is by now, come on. You should be going over, when I do that, it like overexposes everything. You should be going over to jamieappsmedia.com. Find out all the good stuff there. Issue 1, available now. Issue 2, coming in the future. Now, usually, this is the time where I would start getting to Talking Raw. Not this week. This week, we're going straight to the real deal, Titus O'Neil. The real deal, Titus O'Neil, is where I cover all the latest WWE 2K19 news. Now, we had this kind of press conferencey thing with AJ Styles. Oops, he's a cover star. So it was Corey Graves kind of talking into a camera, saying, blah blah blah. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. He's a cover star. AJ Styles came out and he did his best to read it for teleprompter. Now, I'm not going to judge him because I would probably struggle too, but it was a bit of a train wreck. He got there in the end. So we know a bunch of different details, and I'm again going to go through all of them for you right now. The official release date for WWE 2K19 is October 9th. It is what day is that? Is that a Monday? So Friday, I think it might be Tuesday, October 9th. The thing is, if you get anything above the standard edition, you get to play 4 days early on October 5th. So the release date, if you get, again, the deluxe or collector's edition, October 5th, which is a Friday, literally the day before the wrestling event here in Melbourne, here in Australia, in Melbourne, the big televised event, which is going to be happening. If you don't know about it already, where have you been? So there is no news on the Switch version of the game right now. That's just a little bit of added info. I guess after last year, I hope they still make the game for Switch. I just don't know how it's going to go because there was a lot of problems. I didn't actually personally buy it on Switch because of all the problems that I heard about. Just keep that in mind. If you're a Switch user, no news right now. As simple as that. Now, AJ Styles, while he was talking, he talked about how he's doing the $1 million challenge. This is a challenge where you go through a bunch of steps, and then if you complete every single step and you win the last match, you win $1 million. So the steps are, you have to beat a new game mode. Now, the game mode hasn't been announced. It's a to be announced game mode. Now, I'm going to go through that in Talking Raw, which will be the next segment, about what that could possibly be. So after you do that, you have to submit a winning promo video of why you will be AJ Styles, because one of the last things you got to do is actually verse AJ Styles, which I'll get to in a second. Now, if you are selected and you're one of the 4 finalists, you have to beat the other 3 finalists. I'm guessing you'll probably do some kind of like tournament style in the game. And then if you're the last person standing, you go one-on-one against AJ Styles in 2K19. If you beat AJ Styles in 2K19, you win $1 million. If you are an audio listener, that probably sounded very weird just now. It's a cool idea. I hope it's a worldwide event. I'm definitely gonna try my hand at it. Why the heck not? We'll have to see a bit more about, again, what that game mode is. We'll talk about that a little bit later on here. But yeah, it's cool to see them doing something a little bit different with the launch of 2K19. Now, as well as that, we learnt about the 3 editions of the game. And I'm going to go through all of them, obviously, for you right now. So there's a standard edition. The standard edition is the game. And you also, if you pre-order the game, you get a bonus digital content. What that content is, I have no idea. I can't help you there. Also, if you're in Australia, you'll most likely get a DVD if you pre-order. Usually EB Games give you, like last year, I think it was the Seth Rollins DVD. So who knows, maybe you get an AJ Styles DVD, as again, he's the cover star of the game. So there's also then the deluxe edition. So this is basically the standard edition. You get the bonus digital content if you pre-order, but then you also get to play 4 days early. I don't know if there's anything else you get with the deluxe edition. That's all the information I have right now. If I have any more information, I'll mention it in another podcast in the future. But then there's the collector's edition, the edition that I usually get, mainly because it gives you a statue or a figurine of some sort. Last year we got the John Cena action figure, which is pretty cool. So if you get the collector's edition, if you pre-order, you get the bonus digital content, just like the other 2 editions. You get a deluxe version of the game. So I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit extra stuff in the deluxe version, maybe some VC or something like that for the in-game currency. You get apparently premium packaging, whatever that means. You get the season pass, which in itself is usually about $50 for that. So I'm looking at the prices here. I'll mention the prices for you as well. The standard edition of the game is $99. This is all from EB Games. I'm taking it from their website. It's $99.95, so $100 for the standard edition. The deluxe edition of the game is $144.95. So it's a big step up. It's $45 for the deluxe edition. So I'm assuming you're going to be getting more than just playing 4 days early, because it's not worth paying $45 just to play 4 days early, as I'm sure you guys would understand. And then the collector's edition is $179.95. So another, a little bit of a step up there as well. You also get, with the collector's edition, you get some collector's edition digital content, whatever that is. We have no idea right now. You get an exclusive and rare physical collectible. Again, whatever that means. And you also get limited edition supercard content. And I know people out there really, really want that supercard content. I actually might keep my supercard content this year. Usually, I like last year I sold it to a guy. This year, I think I'm going to keep it for myself. I mean, I enjoy supercard from time to time. That is all the new stuff we have for 2K19, which is a lot. We got the cover style, we got the release date. I was wrong with both the cover style, and I'm pretty sure I was wrong with their release date as well, because they decided this year to bring it out a week earlier than usual for some reason. So unfortunately, I did get it wrong there. But now let's go to what usually is the first segment of the show, Talking Raw. Talking Raw is where I talk about a topic that is related to the W2K19 video games, maybe directly related, indirectly related. This week it's directly related, and it's about, again, the $1 Million Challenge and what that first to be announced game mode will be. So we're not sure. No one knows, really, from what I understand. There's nothing out there about what this game mode could be, what a game mode is. I put a bit of speculation down. It's not too much. There's not too much to say about this. So the game mode, if you look at other games, so for example, for PlayStation, they had a competition where you could win a real life, trophy. It was a platinum trophy. You could win a real life version of it. and you had to platinum the game, which was a challenge. You know, you had to get all the trophies. I don't think you have to be doing that much for this because you also have to submit a video. But I would probably see this either. I have a few different options of what this could be. I see this as either finishing a story kind of mode. So by giving you this challenge, it's also getting you to complete the story in the game, which they don't want people to miss, I'm assuming, if they actually have a story in the game. Now, by doing this, people may be rushing it, and you know, you would want people to be putting the time in if the story is worth it, you know. So a couple ideas I had was it could be something as simple as a gauntlet style match. Now, I think last week we talked about, and I'm pretty sure there was a gauntlet commentators were talking about a gauntlet match happening, and I was talking like there has been a gauntlet match for a while. SmackDown this past week, gauntlet match. It could be a gauntlet match, maybe even an online gauntlet match, even though that probably wouldn't work too well. I should have scrapped that. No, that wouldn't work at all. An online gauntlet match would just be stupid to be like whoever comes in last basically will most likely win. So I see it being a gamer that you could probably finish pretty quickly. It could be even, there was like talks a few years back, and I've heard it for the past few years, of like a beast mode, where you have to either be the beast or beat the beast type thing. I don't see it being something like that. I could see it being in like an online tournament. So if anyone has played, the last example I can think of is like Mario Tennis Aces, which I know has nothing to do with wrestling. Basically, you could join a tournament, and if you got kicked out, you just start a new tournament. It could be like that. So you could have like a tournament of like 16 people, or maybe even 8 people if you want to get them all done, you know, in quick succession. And you have to, you know, beat your opponents and be the last one in the tournament. If you win the tournament, you can submit your video. Now, you know, that works. That definitely does work. It just means 2K will definitely need to fix their servers, because anyone that plays a WWE game knows if you're trying to play online, you shouldn't even try. You know, the servers are terrible. They're not dedicated servers, so you know they can't handle even one game. But I think it'd be cool, like, you know, even if you get to the finals of the tournament, you just join a new tournament and then start again. But yeah, an online tournament is probably what I would see it most likely be. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, or tweet me at thatdeanbguy, or send me an email, bitsbytesbodyslams@gmail.com. We don't have any rumors this week. There was nothing on the internet that I saw that was worthy enough of being a rumor this week. So we're going to go and move on to talking about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that just happened in Wrestling Brain versus Wrestling Game, The Aftermath. So Wrestling Brain versus Wrestling Game, The Aftermath is where I bring up the whole card that just happened on screen. And if you are a audio listener, I'm going to describe this as best as I can for you. And I'm also, right now, just a warning, there's going to be spoilers in case you haven't seen Money in the Bank. I'm going to put all the winners on the screen, and then I'll start tallying up the scores. So here come all the winners. There they are right now. Again, I'll go through all of them. And I'm going to go through each and every match, talk about who I predicted, who the game predicted, and who actually won. So the first match that I'm going to be talking about is the men's Money in the Bank match. This was Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Roode versus Braun Strowman versus The Miz versus Rusev versus Finn Balor versus who I predicted, Kofi Kingston. He was in the match. It was funny when they came out. They kind of all looked like they were about to come down. Actually, at one point I thought it was going to be the commissioner, Xavier Woods. It wasn't. It was who I thought it was going to be, Kofi Kingston. I predicted the winner to be The Miz. I really wanted The Miz to win, to be honest. The game predicted the winner to be Finn Balor, which is a pretty good option. However, it came down and it was Braun Strowman who got the victory for this one. So no one got a point. Great start. The next one was Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Now, again, just in case you're a bit confused, I'm going through the way it's presented on screen, not the way it actually all panned out at the pay-per-view, which I probably should do, but it's a bit hard because I don't know what's going to happen at the pay-per-view yet. Anyway, let's just keep it the way it is. Again, Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. I had Roman Reigns or no contest. The game had Roman Reigns as winning, and Roman Reigns did come out on top. So both myself and the game get a point. We have the tally of 1-1. Next was Daniel Bryan versus Untitled. No, I'm kidding. It was Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass, who Big Cass has now been released. The game had Big Cass winning. I had Daniel Bryan winning. Of course, Daniel Bryan did win 2-1 for myself. Next up, we have the Women's Money in the Bank match. This is where we had Lana versus Natalya versus Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte versus Ember Moon versus Becky Lynch versus Naomi versus Sasha Banks. The game had Becky Lynch taking it out, which again is another really good, would be a really good outcome. I had Ember Moon, the underdog. It was Alexa Bliss. She came out on top. She won it right there. Next, we have AJ Styles versus Nakamura for the WWE Championship in a last minute standing match. I had AJ Styles. The game had AJ Styles. AJ Styles came out on top, 3-2 on the tallies. Then we had Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. Here was where it gets a bit weird. Now, I had a no contest. I just thought it was going to be plain and simple no contest. The game had Nia Jax winning it. Technically, it was a disqualification and Ronda Rousey won via DQ, leaving the score at 3-2. The reason why she lost via DQ is because Alexa Bliss came out attacking Ronda Rousey with the briefcase that she just won. She then attacked Nia Jax. She then cashed in to become the new Raw Women's Champion, which is pretty cool. I dig that. Now this is what was in the pre-show. It was a SmackDown Tag Team Championship. It was the Bludgeon Brothers versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The game had Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows winning, and a title changing hands. I had the Bludgeon Brothers, and the Bludgeon Brothers did win. This score is now 4-2. Next, we had Carmella versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I had Carmella winning. The game had Asuka winning, and the reason why I had Carmella winning is because Asuka has lost, and she didn't need to win. Now, technically, Carmella did win, so the score is 5-2. However, James Ellsworth did come out, and he did help Carmella win. Either way, the point goes to me. Then we have Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. Both myself and the game had Bobby Lashley winning this one, which he did, so the score is now 6-3. And finally, the last match we had on screen is for the Intercontinental Championship. It was Seth Rollins taking on Elias. I personally thought Elias would win this one and the title would change hands. Unfortunately, it didn't. Seth Rollins came out on top. So the final score for this pay-per-view is 6-4, which means I officially have 1 point more than the game does. So the brain is up by 1-0 in terms of the overall score. The next pay-per-view, which I don't remember which is the next pay-per-view. Is it SummerSlam? No, I feel like SummerSlam's too far away. Extreme Rules. I think it's Extreme Rules. That's again when we'll bring up Wrestling Game versus Wrestling Brain before that pay-per-view. But guys, because I talked so much about the game, because I had the aftermath, I'm going to go straight into closing this show out. It may have been a little bit shorter than usual. I just didn't want to throw too much at you guys because of all the news we did have. So on that note, let's move on to the closing segment on this day. If you didn't know what on this day was, it's where I go through the history books and look at a few different things. I look at the main events of major shows such as Raw, any pay-per-views, any Madison Square Garden shows from back in the day, anything like that. I talk about from those shows, the Raws, the pay-per-views and all that. I look at any championship matches where titles changed hands, and I also mention them. So before I actually get into them, all this information is from ProFightDB.com. Anything I get wrong, I just took it from there. I basically copied and pasted it from there. So go to them if I have any of my information incorrect, or just tweet me or send me their email and let me know, and then I can contact them instead. So first up, let's go back to 2003. The main event, I believe this was on Raw. I didn't write it down. I believe this is on Raw. Daniel Bryan defeated Randy Orton in a street fight via submission. This was, I'm 99% sure, on Raw. I want to go back and watch that. I say this usually every week. I want to go back and watch that match. A street fight, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. That sounds pretty cool. Now we move to Vengeance Night of Champions in 2007, which actually has 3 different matches on this piece of paper right here. So the first one was for the ECW Championship. Johnny Nitro defeated the champion CM Punk via pinfall to become the new ECW champion. CM Punk losing to Johnny Nitro. That's pretty crazy. Then we had a women's championship match, obviously for the old women's championship, or the new one, just in case. Like, not this back in the Raw, just the women's championship from back in the day. Again, this was 2007, 11 years ago. Hot damn. Candice Michelle defeated Melina via pinfall to become the new women's champion at Vengeance Night of Champions. And then the main event was a fatal 5-way for the WWE Championship, where John Cena defeated Bobby Lashley, King Booker, Mick Foley, and Randy Orton to retain his WWE Championship. Now let's move to Raw from 2002. For the Intercontinental Championship, Rob Van Dam defeated Brock Lesnar. However, it was via DQ. But still, RVD has a victory over Brock Lesnar. Again, main event 2002. Now we go to the King of the Ring event in 2001, a year before this, where we had the finals of the King of the Ring, and then we had the main event, which I'll get to in a second here. So we had, to become the King of the Ring, we had Edge defeating Kurt Angle via pinfall. So Edge, I didn't even know Edge was King of the Ring at a point, but Edge in 2001 was King of the Ring. Now the main event for King of the Ring in 2001 was for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship, where the champion Steve Austin defeated Chris Benoit, a name you will not hear very often on this show, I guarantee that, and Chris Jericho via pinfall. Now there's 2 more left here. We had Raw from 1996, the year I was born. The Undertaker defeated Steve Austin, 2 matches in a row, via DQ. And now, The Undertaker is not the Undertaker we know and love now. It's that different style of Undertaker. Go back and watch it if you haven't already. And the final match here was a Madison Square Garden show from 1974. My dad, I'm 22. My dad was 4 years old at the time. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Bruno Sammartino and Chief Jay Strongbow defeated Freddie Blassie and Nikolai Volkov. Again, 2 out of 3 falls match. Guys, this one, I'm not going to lie, this was a struggle to get through. There was so much information that I didn't want you guys to miss. I hope I covered everything I needed to. I'm sorry again if this was a little bit shorter than usual. I had to record a few of those segments a few times because it was just so hard to get it all out to you guys. But that's it for today's podcast. I'm just struggling with my words. This was Bits, Bytes, and Body Slams, episode 5. Stay tuned and be subscribed on YouTube, on your podcast app, to know when episode 6 comes out. Again, 11 a.m. Sydney time. Convert that to your time zones, or go right to the start of the video or audio. Listen, watch it all again, and I say it at the beginning there somewhere. I definitely say it. Guys, that's it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, keep on body slamming. Peace.